Hey everyone, in today's video we're breaking down Manchester United's upcoming match against Everton, Ruben Amorim's bold claims on team progress, free agent signings, and the latest transfer rumors. Let's dive into all the exciting updates and predictions ahead of the game. How Manchester United should line up versus Everton in Premier League fixture. Man Utd play Everton in the Premier League on Saturday, and our writers have shared their preferred starting teams. Manchester United take on Everton in the Premier League today. United suffered a 1-0 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur last weekend, although Ruben Amorim was forced to name 7 youngsters from the academy in that depleted matchday squad. Amorim gave Cheeto Obi his senior debut in the final minutes of the contest against Spurs. The youngster didn't have time to make an impact but could be involved again at Goodison Park. United have played memorable games at Goodison Park over the years. However, this will be their final visit because Everton will move to Bramley Moore Dock from the start of 2025-2026. Regarding the team news, Leny Yoro, Manuel Ugarte, and Christian Eriksen will return to the squad, but United still have a lengthy injury list and several key players are still missing. Tyrone Marshall-Amorim has a few options back available to him this weekend, and importantly, one of them is Ugarte, who has to come in for Casemiro. The Brazilian did well to get through the game last weekend, but Amorim knows he doesn't have the physicality to thrive in his system, and Goodison Park will demand a lot of energy. Yoro is also available again, but I would stick with Mazraoui for now. He offers a tenacity United might need in this fixture, and Yoro does at least offer an option on the bench. I'd also stick with Dorgu on the left and Dalot on the right. There's not a lot of options in attacking areas, but Xerxes actually looked bright last weekend and deserves a chance to impress again as a number 10. Cheeto Obi isn't ready to start in the Premier League, especially against such a physical defense. But Højlund really needs to step it up. Stephen Ralston United didn't play too badly against Tottenham, but they didn't take their chances. With that in mind, I'd make just 2 changes to the starting team, and Yoro should start over Mazraoui. Ugarte should come into the side for Casemiro. Fernandes and Ugarte were developing a good relationship in midfield before the latter was absent last weekend, and they should rekindle that partnership at Goodison Park. Xerxes' display against Spurs went under the radar because of the result, but he looks sharp in the number 10 role and the attack should remain unchanged, not that Amorim has much choice. Despite being poised to welcome back a handful of faces this lunchtime, Amorim can hardly consider himself spoiled for choice in terms of options. Yoro should come back into the team if he is deemed fit enough to start after missing out last weekend through illness. Dalot struggled up against Son Heung-min against Spurs and has not been at his best for several weeks, meaning a rare breather could be beneficial to him. Mazraoui is a very versatile operator and could cover him at right wingback. Ugarte has to start if he is fit enough, with Casemiro struggling last weekend. Højlund is not an attractive option to lead United's attack right now amid his goal drought, but Amorim has no other senior figures to turn to. Ruben Amorim insists he can hear Man Utd improvement on training ground, as bold claim made Manchester United face Everton at Goodison Park for the final time on Saturday lunchtime. And Ruben Amorim reckons that the sound of training sessions points to a team that is set to improve. Ruben Amorim claims Manchester United are on the right track to progress because he can hear it during training sessions. United remain a dismal 15th in the Premier League table before facing Everton at Goodison Park on Saturday lunchtime. And since arriving as Erik ten Hag's replacement, Amorim has failed to steady a leaking ship with problems at both the back and in attack. But he is backing the team to get better and reckons there has been plenty of evidence on the training pitch. They are improving, creating relationships. Even the sound of the training is different, Amorim said in his press conference to preview United's last ever visit to Goodison in a meeting with the club's former manager, David Moyes. But we have to use that in the game and we have to take that step. I feel in training we are bonding and understanding the way we want to play, but then in a game we struggle a lot. Asked to expand on what he meant by the sound of training, Amorim said, "The sound is like when you are training and you are making an exercise. You hear the sound. People are talking and asking for the ball, giving directions and talking with each other. You can feel it in the environment. If you spend your life as a player and a coach, even the sound of the training is important, and I feel we are changing that." Leny Yoro illness, Manuel Ugarte knock, and Christian Eriksen illness. are fit to return against Everton, having missed last weekend's defeat away to Tottenham Hotspur. United were drawn against Real Sociedad in the Europa League round of 16, but Amorim added, "I just want to win against Everton. I want to be clear on that. We have a lot of issues to solve. If I'm thinking about Real Sociedad and winning trophies, that's not the right way to do my job," he said. We have. Ruben Amorim reveals Manchester United's stance on free agent signings amid Paul Pogba links. Man Utd could still add a free agent to their side after the January transfer window closed. Manchester United have no plans to add any free agents to their squad before the end of the season, despite recent links with a move for former midfielder Paul Pogba. United added 2 permanent signings to their squad in the January transfer window, but could technically still add a free agent to their squad. Premier League rules state a free agent can be signed at any time, but they can only be registered if there is an available space in the 25-man squad list. United only actually have 19 players registered on their current Premier League squad list, with a staggering 57 players on the B list that consists of U21s and scholars. It means United could still sign a player outside of the current transfer window, but Ruben Amorim has shot down the suggestion they will do so, and all but ended any hopes of an unlikely reunion with Pogba. Ruben Amorim not considering any free agent signings, United were without 12 senior players for their trip to face Tottenham Hotspur last weekend and named 8 players on the bench who had never made a competitive appearance for the club before. That number dropped to 7 when Chido Obi made his debut in North London, while 3 senior players are due back for the match against Everton on Saturday lunchtime. Speaking ahead of the final trip to Goodison Park, Amorim was quizzed on the possibility of a free agent signing and whether United had considered any amid the lack of senior options. No, it's not an idea we have. We have young players and we're working with them, and we have to really focus on that as a club. When you have these moments of a lot of injuries, you should use young players. If not, you don't have space for them to improve and show themselves. We need to focus in future on youth because of the history of our club and the reality of our situation. When pushed on whether there could be more youngsters named in the United matchday squad to face Everton, the head coach added, maybe they're in the squad tomorrow. Seriously consider offers. Manchester United told exactly what must happen to land 40 Mothra-rated striker this summer. Manchester United are back in Premier League action this weekend. Manchester United are back in action this weekend with an away trip to Goodison Park to face Everton. They are currently sat down in 15th place in the table. The Red Devils lost 1-0 away at Tottenham Hotspur last Sunday. James Maddison's first half goal was enough for the hosts to pick up all 3 points for the hosts. Ruben Amorim's side weren't able to find an equalizer in the end and missed a couple of chances in the match. It was another frustrating performance for the Red Devils, and they struggled to truly stamp their mark on the game. Manchester United links to Liam Delap's latest Ipswich Town will seriously consider selling Liam Delap this summer if they go down amid interest from United and Chelsea, according to former scout Mick Brown. The Tractor Boys could face a battle to keep hold of the striker at the end of the season. Brown has said, as per Football Insider, it could be difficult for them to hold on to him. For these clubs who are looking to sign a striker, he's going to be on their list. At the moment, he's a could-be, might-be sort of player, but clubs are going to keep an eye on him and make a decision at the end of the season. He's playing every week in the Premier League, but the question will be about whether he's going to play regularly if he moves away from Ipswich. Is he better than Rasmus Højlund? If the answer is yes, what price do you pay for Delap? Højlund cost United around £70 million. And to answer my own question, I think Delap is better, so it could end up being a huge fee. The interest in him comes as no surprise, and if Ipswich go down, he'll be viewed as a sellable asset. I think they'd seriously consider offers of $40 million for him, especially if they get relegated. They might decide they can't afford to turn down offers like that, so the $20 million they'd be making on him would go a long way towards strengthening. Delap, 22, was snapped up by Ipswich last year after their promotion from the Championship. He has since scored 10 league goals under former United coach Kieran McKenna. He was on the books at Manchester City from 2019 until 2024 and played 6 times for their first team. The forward had loan spells away from the Etihad Stadium at Stoke City, Preston North End, in Hull City. Manchester United prepare for Everton. A test United will want to see a reaction against Everton. David Moyes' side won 2-1 at Crystal Palace just a few days after a dramatic 2-2 draw with Liverpool at Goodison Park. The Toffees are now unbeaten in 5 games, and Moyes said ahead of the clash with United, "I want us to get better, playing better, scoring more goals, making more chances. That's what I'm really pushing now. We've still got a bit to do to be safe in the Premier League, but it's certainly looking a lot rosier, and it's beginning to look that our new stadium hopefully will be getting used for Premier League games. But we can't talk too much about it until we get it done." I have to say, we've got a run of hard games coming up. I thought today was a really hard game too. We've won away at Brighton, now we've won away at Crystal Palace, and that's a great return for us. We had fantastic support from the supporters again today as well.